All right, we're at the Scotty P Breakdown podcast, and I'm here with Haisam Rida,
Haisam Rida, yes,
black
sir.
belt, breakout ADCC veteran, and I'm really glad you're able to come here and be on the podcast with me today,
Man,
bro. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad we finally made it happen.
Absolutely. So, dude, kind of give my audience just a little overview of, your background and where you came from.
Yes, sir. Originally born in Accra, Ghana. That's in West Africa. So I lived there until I was 15. But my dad, through his work, he somehow moved to Japan. He had a job there and all that stuff. But then at 15, a lot of stuff happened. And then he decided to let me and my brother at the time, we were just two, to visit Tokyo, and no, not Tokyo, that was outside of Tokyo. But then we got there, just things changed, and then we decided to stay in Japan. So I had to figure out how to go get into high school and everything in Japan. And during those days, that's how I got into jiu-jitsu. I started jiu-jitsu when I was 16, I believe. And I was introduced to jiu-jitsu through my dad's boss. So the boss, Yamada-san, he ended up being my first coach. And they used to work together, and his hobby was jiu-jitsu, So one time we had like a barbecue thing, and this is when I was waiting to get into high school. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but because of my language level and everything, I had to take like a year off, study Japanese before I got into high school. So that was when I was waiting, to get into high school, didn't have much going on. So we had this company/family friends dinner thing. And I remember that's when Yamada-san, like my coach, my dad's boss, started talking about jiu-jitsu. Like, I remember him telling me about like having long arms and all that stuff, I'm like, fuck, what the fuck is jiu-jitsu? I had no idea, literally no idea. I was like, I might as well do something. So I just went and check it out. And man, long story short, I fell in love with it, and I just kept doing it,
Dang, yeah.
Yeah. And I lived in Japan. That was in Kanagawa, a little small town outside of Tokyo. But then, when I started to take it a little bit more seriously around Purple Belt, I moved to the big city, Tokyo. I moved and joined Carpe Diem. So Carpe Diem is in like one of the big schools in Japan. I moved to Tokyo in 2016, I believe. And that's when I was there from purple belt through black belt. I got my black belt from Yuki Ishikawa. And I made the move to America. Actually, one of the big reasons I decided to make the move was COVID happened. Life shut down in Japan, like literally very strict. Everything was going on. I would look out over here, even like still things weren't perfect, but still like competitions and events going on. So I'm like, man, I had an American visa sitting down. Like, fuck, I'm out. So that's one decision. And the only person I knew in America at the time was David Garmo, who is in Michigan, Assembly, Michigan. Shout out to them. And, we used to work together in Tokyo. So, I was like, hey, bro, I want to get the fuck out of here. I want to I'm not getting any younger. I want to compete. I know I have more to offer. Can I work with you? And I didn't know what he was going to say to him. He was like, yo, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. You got the visa? I'm like, yeah. Like, yeah, let's fucking make it work. So that's how I ended up in Michigan. And, one thing led to the other. Made it all the way to ADCC. And ADCC, like, all right, you made it to that certain level. I want to keep climbing, so I got to look for the same guys on my, or who are better than me, I would say,
right.
to help me get to that next level. So that's another reason why I decided to make a move to B team. And now we're here.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
And now you got another big guy to go to war with.
Yeah, you saw that.
Yeah.
Fuck. You do that every time, sometimes multiple times a day. Fuck, it's not fun.
Yeah, I got to watch you and Nicky Rod just absolutely try to murder each other. And man, it was intense. So have you always been like an athlete, or did you do any sports growing up?
Oh, yeah. I played it. Actually, a lot of people who knew me growing up, they'll be like, man, how the fuck do you end up like doing grappling? Can I guess on that stuff?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Say whatever you want.
Yeah, the Craig Jones influence, man.
Yeah, Craig Jones, it's his fault.
Yeah, so yeah, people who knew me like actually growing up, like they're like, bro, how the fuck did you end up like fighting, grappling, all that stuff? Because like in Ghana, it's like I grew up playing soccer, like, and even before I moved out of Ghana, like I made it to like I was in a club, a junior club that was like made it to like the under 15 tournament, like all nation. We take like second place and stuff like
dang.
that. Like potentially, if I stayed in Ghana, I would have like went the soccer route. But then, things changed. I moved to Japan and things changed. And also I played basketball in high school for a little bit. But for whatever reason, man, I enjoyed getting chucked by people.
Yeah.
It's just like, it was so unique to me when I first started it. I remember just being like a young, also I was an athlete, so I kind of had like a little bit of cloud growing up, just potential. So I had a little bit of cockiness. I didn't even realize until I started jiu-jitsu. So like, I just remember like everybody rolling on the floor. First of all, I expected something else, but kind of disappointed. There was no kicking and punching. So like, they're just rolling on the floor. So I remember just thinking, man, there's no way these little guys can hold me down. I'm not this heavy at the time, but I still had the height, especially in Japan too. I was just like a fucking giant, and yeah, but I remember I went there trying to like stay with this guy. I got thrown on my back trying to push them off. Arm get taken somehow on my back. And after the practice, I'm like, what is this? I know it's like the same stuff. And it's just like, I just wanted to figure it out, man. And while in that process of trying to figure things out, you realize that, I was skipping basketball to train jiu-jitsu, it's like, and then you realize, oh shit, I'm really into it. So yeah, I've always been an athlete. I've always been an athlete at every point in my life.
Dang.
Yeah. But like jiu-jitsu is like the one I stick to and decided to go all the way with it.
Yeah. I mean, I could tell. I'm sure everyone can tell, but it's like, I could see the definition in all your muscles, and it's like this dude didn't just start doing jiu-jitsu. You've been
exactly.
an athlete your whole life.
Exactly.
Heck
For sure.
And so like, you essentially are getting jiu-jitsu from like the source in Japan. So was that jiu-jitsu like a lot different? So did you like start out in the gi and then find you like the no gi?
I've always been a gi guy, right? So in Japan, I started with the gi, obviously, and I did a lot of judo too, a black belt in judo. So it's a very respected thing. Even up to now, I feel like the gi is still like a little ahead of no gi right now. But I actually took the gi off for the first time, like quintet, when I did quintet. Even though I'm a gi guy, I'm supposed to be a gi guy, all my breakout performances are in no-gi, so and I just decided to, you know what, maybe it's time to focus on no-gi, so my breakout performance was on like Sakura's Quintet 2018.
Right.
Yeah. And actually that came on 2 weeks notice too as well, so like, hey, if they needed one more person to make the team, get injured, whatever. And somebody told him about me, hey, there's this heavyweight from Ghana who trains at Carpe Diem. Why don't you check him out? He's actually really good. I was brown belt at the time, and I got on there. I ran through like 4 black belt submission. And I think that's when the world was like, who the fuck is this guy? Because he was on Fight Pass too, And so the world actually got to see me, and it led to a lot of good things. It helped me get my visa, move here, and like a lot of good stuff happened from there. And, just figuring things out as we go.
How old are you, dude?
30. I turned 30 this year.
Jesus, dude. Yeah, I'm 32, man. It's cool to see someone closer to my age.
We're getting up there, So exactly, running out of time. So now it's like, gotta go. For the next 2-3 years, we got everything.
Hell yeah.
With it.
That's what's up, dude. And so, so you did the gi, and then you had your break. So when you moved here, when exactly did you move here?
To B-Team?
To America.
To America. I moved in 2020. So November of 2020. Yeah, it was a crazy times. Right after the election, COVID was booming at the time. And I was in Michigan. Yeah, it was cold.
You're going from like super hot to super cold.
I remember waking the next morning, like opening the door, like the cold breeze hitting me. I'm like, yo, did I fuck up?
I made a mistake.
I'm like, please, I want to go back. But hey, sometimes you put yourself in a situation and you just have to. I never really drove in the snow before. I had to figure out. There's a couple of times I almost I felt like, okay, this is it. Fuck, I'm gonna die in this place. Right, we figured it out and we're here now. So it's a good experience though. I love the guys out there. Shout out Assembly, David Garmon.
Yeah, David Garmon's a beast.
Yeah, David Garmon is a beast. Vlad, Josh, all my boys out there,
Hell yeah. And I'm guessing since you're shouting them out, they supported your decision to...
Oh yeah. It's still cool as fuck. I'm sure we're going to be running into each other in Vegas soon next month. So I'm excited to that.
They seem like really cool people. Oh yeah. David Garmon and
the best guys, man. David is like the guy.
Heck yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, he's like definitely helped me settle or get into America real nice. If I didn't have someone like him, fuck, I don't know, I probably wouldn't have made it for sure.
Yeah. That's really cool to know.
Yeah.
As you're training in Japan, did you have aspirations to be one of the best, or were you just super obsessed? Or
I was obsessed, but then you get to a level where you're like, okay, I think I can try to. at least trying to be the best, So I really got interested in it. I wanted to do it, but unfortunately, I never really made it out here as a color belt. So nobody really knew about me until black belt. Because it's not because I didn't try; it's because of nationality issues. So trying to get a visa has always been very hard until that after the breakthrough performance at Quintet. So I already came here, and like when I had the opportunity to move or get here, like I just took it, and I was like, now's my chance. So it's like I feel like I kind of blew up later in my career because literally moved here at 27, so and a black belt. So but then that's when I actually start getting the opportunities, to get a visa and all that stuff. So when COVID hit, I'm like, fuck, I finally got all this shit, and then I can use it. So another reason was just frustration. I didn't care where I was gonna go. I just wanted to get the fuck out, So yeah, and I always, even up to now, it's always obstacles on the way, but I still believe that I'm gonna be the best in the world.
I mean, dude, from the outside looking in, you look like you got it, dude. You look like you got the skills. Yeah. You had a moment where, so I was asking you earlier before we started, because I saw you get close to having an arm on Nicky Rod. Obviously, he's damn near impossible to do anything to. Yeah. But then you had that super dope armbar on Cyborg at the last ADCC. And so you're telling me is like the armbar is kind of your move.
Yeah, the armbar is kind of my thing, man. Like, and I think it's just like how you start too. It's like the first submission you kind of worked on becomes your thing. And we used to drill, armbar from close guard where you open your legs back and forth. We used to do that a lot, drill all the time, So, and I think just like my body type too, and just by doing that a lot, it's just like naturally everywhere I get to, it's like I'm looking for the arm. If I roll to the kimura, I'm looking for the arm. If I get to the back, first people think chalk, I'm looking for the arm, So, and that's one of my strongest position. I feel like if I can cross my legs, they say never cross your legs when you do the armbar. I highly disagree.
Yeah.
Because it's like wherever you can generate more strength from. If I can cross my legs over your arms and I grab it, you saw when I had Cyborg there, like I feel like I can finish everything from there, Yeah. So, yeah. And because it's like the confidence, and I know when I get there, I can finish it, Not with Nicky Rod though.
Not on Nick. Shit. And it's funny. I was literally just talking to Damien, and we were talking about how people will say to not cross your feet on the
Yeah.
But and it's funny. I'm actually really good at the arm bars too. I came from a traditional school. Same thing, gi. And you learn how to hit the arm bar from everywhere.
Yeah.
And so when I was over there, the arm bar guys knew me as a leg lock guy. And now that I'm here, I train with the leg lock guys. They know me as an arm bar guy. But I like crossing my feet too. If I can get my feet crossed underneath your elbow, you're not going to be able to rotate.
You're going to rotate out. Like, leaving the legs open, you kind of make it easier for them to get out.
They can start pushing your feet away.
Yeah. And I also have a submission of the year of doing the same thing. So,
I can't argue that.
Do something right.
Yeah. And I mean, so I do breakdowns. That's how my YouTube channel
I see now your Instagram on that. Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go back and break down the quintet. Now that you told me that you ran through, I want to definitely see that, and I'll do some breakdowns on that. But I did the breakdown on Cyborg. I was having some issues posting it because it was like the AI kept taking it down because it was flow grappling. But I did do a breakdown of it, and as I was watching it, what's up?
They beat that?
Yeah. So
why?
Pretty much. Yeah, it was like it's like branded content, so the AI is like, oh, you're like taking it down. But now I realize that what I'd have to do now is if the AI catches it, I just have to say that I have the right.
You have the
because
right. Okay.
I'm commentary is protected, so I'm allowed to use other people's stuff if I'm changing the wording. And at the time, I didn't know that. It was like one of the first ones.
Yeah.
But no, I did do the breakdown, and I could just tell. I was like, okay, this didn't happen by accident. He didn't just see the arm and go for it. It was like,
nah, bro,
that was your thing.
That move, I was warming up with that same underhook.
Oh, shit.
And then threw it out right in the warm up.
Did you know he was going to do that spinning takedown?
In a crazy story, like the night before, when how we know who you're going to fight the night before. Right. So Cyborg was actually among the list of guys we wanted, because I knew his style was just good for me. And crazy, I was watching his fight against Victor Hugo. I think it was World Final. I don't remember the year. But there was a point where he did that spinning, same move. I don't know, off of a single or whatever it is, he did that. And he actually hit that move, which is an actual legit way to defend a 2-on-1. So I had it in the back of my head. So I know when he tried that, all I was doing is getting my hands to my pocket, So he had the legs, but I had the underhooks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if I have done those, you're not taking me down. There's no way.
Right.
There's no way. And actually, I wanted to, like, I have those and those, and I just save it and then go for a takedown. I could have settled for that. But for whatever reason, man, like, I saw the arm again. Naturally, I just see it. Like, fuck it, let me just go for it.
It's badass.
Let me try something. I went for it, and like I realized, okay, the crowd is getting into it now. I'm like, hey, I can let this down. I can let these people down. I can let these people down. Just
I was at ADCC, and everyone lost their mind. Yeah. Everyone was like, oh.
It was crazy. I've done a lot of shit, but that was the best high, that's for sure.
Hell yeah. I can only imagine, dude. I had high and I was that's crazy, man. It's so funny because it's like I saw that he had posted the highlight of the spinning takedown. Like he had already, it was already kind of out there doing that to people. So it's badass that you kind of like studied it and already had it in your mind.
Yeah, and I saw, everything was just like in slow-mo, you see it coming. Even though it looks fast, you just see it slow,
Right. People didn't really know who you were. It's just like, exactly. Who's Haisam? Like, where did this guy come from? Is like, and it kind of like this like perceived thing of just like, is he just like super jacked and like, just an out athleting everybody? Like, how is it out of nowhere this guy shows up and he's at ADCC? Yeah. But now it makes a lot of sense. You've been grinding in Japan for years.
Yeah, I've been like, low-key watching last ADCC. I was in my couch watching that. I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna make it there? It's crazy. And even like how I got it into the last ADCC is still really crazy. Shout out to Mo for the invite. He had his eye on me, and like I think after a couple of weeks, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna try to get you on, because I couldn't do the trials. And I remember just getting frustrated again. I'm like, all right, finally made it to America.
Oh, and then you can't.
But now I can travel out of the country because my visa, and I can do the trial. So I remember just like, fuck. And you're almost like, man, maybe this wasn't meant for me, So I remember, and like, I don't know if you remember the Who's Number One Championship. I took third place in that one. And the guy I fought in the third place one was Bodoni. Right. So, and I beat him in that third place fight. And the week or 2 weeks after, that was like, I think the trials was the West or East. I don't remember which one was, and he won. I'm like, wow, I just beat this guy, but he's going to ADCC. Fuck, And then so the next one, I think East is first, and then they have the second one. And then for me, my passport, I'm supposed to do the European trials. And literally with COVID issues at the time, I couldn't really travel. And I just remember just like hitting up more and like, hey, man, ADCC is like literally my dream. Is there any chance anywhere? This is what I'm dealing with. I can travel, blah, blah, blah. If I leave the country now, I might not be able to come back. So is there a way I could just like allow me to do the trials? And he's like, yeah, I hear you. I get where you're coming from, but I can't do that, which is understandable because I'm not just the only non.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
There's a bunch. So if he's gonna allow me or get that special treatment, everybody else is gonna do that. But he told me he had his eyes on me, and I kind of had a good year. I had some crazy wins against Orlando Sanchez. I had a win against all the Cruz at that time. They all submission wins. So I think, and yeah, that's how
you did the work and you got in.
I did the work and like.
So you got an invite?
Yeah, I got an invite. It was cool. First time to ADCC, got an invite, and I put on the show. So, yeah, the next one is gonna be even better. That's for sure.
I can only imagine, dude. Hell yeah. So, dude, I know for the audience who doesn't know, your nickname is the Giraffe. You got a story behind that?
Or? Oh yeah. Okay, so obviously, like the Giraffe, a lot of people are gonna think the height, which is part of it. That's right. But like, so my second coach, Yuki Skawa, he's owner of Carpe Diem. He was the one who actually started calling me the Giraffe, So when he called the Giraffe, I was like, initially I was like, fuck. I thought it was just like my height, which kind of made sense. But I was like, fuck, I don't know if I want to be, like the Giraffe.
The Giraffe.
It's like, so I remember just texting him and like, yeah, why the Giraffe? But like then I was expecting something, because you're tall, something funny, and I'm like, I don't want to, I was thinking, I don't want this to stick, stuff like that. But then he's like, Giraffe kills lions.
Oh, shit.
And like, oh shit, and it's like, everybody wants to be a lion. Yeah, this is what they say, everybody wants to be a lion, but Giraffe kills lions. And giraffes are humble but deadly. So like my personality with like that. So they're very humble but deadly. I'm like, oh fuck. Also you're tall as fuck. So I'm like, oh shit. I made a research. Like, oh, so there's a meaning behind that, not just the height. I think this is cool.
Dude, that works, dude.
Cool. And I had no idea about like the giraffe killing lions. So I went on the research. And then like fully grown adult giraffe, like with a kick, if you like make a clean contact to the line, they can like really break a bone and like fuck up their ribs and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh shit, okay, I'm the giraffe.
I don't think any animal wants to be stomped out by a giraffe.
Exactly. Yeah, and you know, for marketing too, I think the giraffe is kind of like cool, you know.
Yeah, no, it is.
Like skin, what's it called? The giraffe skin rash clown too.
Yeah, yeah.
That, you know, yeah, that's something I have plans with to work with, like trying to build the brand even bigger. So,
dude, I dig it, man. It's, you know, everyone wants to be the lion, the wolf, or whatever, but it's like the giraffe. That's dope.
And it's just like, you know, it's kind of just like a norm in like the martial art world. It's like it comes up like tough, you know, like a lion always so tough, you know, like a wolf, whatever. You know, the giraffe is chill. You know, let's go with something chill. Like, and kids like giraffe. Everybody loves giraffe.
Yeah, so no one hates a giraffe.
Like, yeah, let's go with something that's cool. But at the same time, it's time to handle business. You handle business. You know, you don't have to be tough all the time. You know, that's the thing. You know, that's another reason.
That's so cool of like a sensei to do. It's just like, he fix an animal for you and just like completely.
Completely give me the meaning and like, okay, I love that.
Yeah, I love
that. That's a super Japanese thing too, though. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, man. So you're focused on ADCC right now. Do you have any like, are you trying to get on WNO? You got any big matches coming?
I mean, I hit him up when he got injured. I was like, yeah, I'll fight Lucas. I'm ready. I train all day. I'm lifting. When is this gonna drop?
Probably in a couple weeks.
A couple weeks. Okay, so maybe I can say it now. And but I couldn't step in for Gordon Ryan on WNO, but I stepped in for him on the Fight Pass. So I'm fighting Mason Fowler December 10.
Yeah, so this will come out after that. So
all right,
so it'll already be done.
Yeah, and I know Mason Fowler, I know the style, so I think it's gonna be good for us.
Dude, that is a sick matchup.
That's it.
Yeah, so you versus Mason Fowler. Oh man, so by the time this comes out, it'll already happen. But I'm excited for that match. That'll be dope.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's got a lot of accolades, but I think obviously strength and power. You're gonna probably have speed on him. So
yeah, for sure. And I've seen his style. I feel really good about this. I feel really good about it. And, you know, here's the B team saves the day again.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. B team saves the day again. That's funny. Awesome, dude. So how's Austin treating you?
Oh, man. Austin first few weeks, actually I had to find me welcome to Austin when a homeless guy tried to break into my car.
As soon as that happened, I showed her. I was like, look, this dude stole from the worst guy possible. It's just like, he's like, because wasn't he like walking away with your stuff? He like turned
exactly.
The worst nightmare possible is the biggest, strongest human running you down in a full sprint. And then didn't you like foot trip him and slam him or something? Dude, see, I know an MMA fighter who he just didn't he just wasn't that kind of person. So if someone was breaking into his car and he called the cops, he was just like, hey, what are you doing? So it's just so funny. A martial artist was like, oh hell no.
No calling cops. No calling cops.
We don't need no police.
You gotta get that street justice, that's for sure.
Street justice. So what'd you do? Just freaking foot trip his ass and slam?
I was actually taking a nap in the office in between sessions, and Gano came like, hey, are you with someone? I'm like, no. There's somebody in the back of your car like digging shit. Shout out to Gando. And this is part of that day, you know. This is where I keep everything. Bro, they had it and it was just running up.
Yeah, we hold on to it because it's kind of just getting all over the place. You're good.
I don't have to press anything, right?
No, just hold it. Yep, you're good.
Where was I again?
You're telling me you just left your bag in the car?
Yeah, I left this bag in there, like a lot of important stuff. And bro, this guy had my rash guard in the stuff here. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do?
Damn, this is a nice draft shirt, dude.
Had everything on. So for me, it's kind of like, okay, fuck, you know, like we have the screen in there. So like all the cameras are like the outside, we can see that. So when I watched that, it's funny because I was taking a nap while the stuff was going on in front of me, you know, and I look at him, he was already working out. So instantly I ran up. I like it. There's no way this guy's gonna beat me in a foot race.
Yeah.
You know? So I started running towards him. I didn't even like speed up. Like, you know, I'm like, all right. Just like yell at him, just letting him know that I'm coming after you. You know, I thought he was gonna like speed up or something like that. Like, okay, let's go. You know, I was like really ready to go. I yell, yo, why are you taking my stuff? He turned around, he saw me and he froze. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is not fun. Like, try to run or something. You know? Yeah. So I also just impulse decision, like, I was thinking maybe he had whatever on him, you know. So I wanted to be in control of the situation. So I just like Teashi 2-on-1s, drag them across the street, make sure that the other hands wasn't reaching for anything. Or if he attempted to reach for anything, my foot is right there. He's gonna hit the floor first before anything. You know?
Right.
I drag him and hit him with a perfect foot sweep. Boom.
Just on the ground.
On the ground. So bad. Like, yeah, just get a knee on belly on him. I'm not gonna go too much into details, but you know, I ended up getting one from behind. Rainy could chuck him. He took a little nap, and I think when he came back, I was on knee on belly, you know, so I just called him down so the cops get in there. And luckily that the cops showed up quick. They usually don't. So
right.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, he picked the wrong times, the wrong parking lots,
the wrong car,
everything. Just fuck. Yeah. So apart from that, Austin been amazing, man. Like the food. I don't know why I said the food first, but you know, obviously the training, one of the main reasons I'm out here, you know, with the best school, you know, I need guys like that to help me get to the net level I'm trying to get to, you know. And so it's been good. You know, weather-wise, you know, coming from Michigan to Austin, it's like, fuck. It's like day and night, weather-wise. So so far I'm really enjoying for that, you know, and training is good. Honestly, that's the most thing I care about.
Right.
And yeah, everything is just amazing. Everything's going
chilling.
Smoothly.
Hell yeah.
And just
the heat doesn't bother you, huh?
Man, the summer was hot.
Yeah.
This is actually, let's talk about that. This year's summer was the hottest I've ever experienced by far.
Dang.
It was so hot. And I'm from Africa.
Yeah, that's saying something.
This was really hot, man. But yeah, everything else is really good. Everything is smooth. You know, a lot of people from all over the place get to meet, a lot of connections. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad you found a good spot. I don't want to keep it too much longer because we got to book it back to Austin and teach.
Exactly.
But I want to give a couple nuggets to the audience listening. So there's maybe some youngsters or some other people in a position that you were. What would be like the first piece of advice that you would give them if they want to kind of break it into jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, I mean, fuck, it's a lot of things. You know, there's sometimes you're just gonna feel like you don't see it. You don't see how next. Like I've been there. You know, like I literally wanted to be the best in the world, and I couldn't come to America. Like, you know, there was a couple of times like thinking, man, am I wasting my time? But there's a lot of stuff that happened, you know. So I would say just stay ready, you know. Like my quintet, it was a 2 weeks notice, you know, and I ran through four black belts at the time. And my life really changed at the time, you know. So it wasn't something I would prepare for. I didn't know it was gonna happen. So I just gonna say, stay ready. Don't give up, keep preparing. Just stay ready, preparing for the stuff that you're gonna go, because you never know where the opportunity is gonna come from. And when the opportunity show up, you better be ready.
Right.
Sometimes it might be just once, and if you fuck up,
it's gone.
It's gone. So just stay ready, keep your head up. It might be frustrating most of the time. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Dude, that's such a good piece.
Teams work out.
Right. 100%, dude. I agree with that. And then, and then you're stepping in for Gordon Ryan. So you can't.
Exactly, right.
Just because things aren't going.
Right. Just stay ready. Go ahead.
Just because things aren't going your way, you can't just not be doing the things you're supposed to be doing.
Especially from my experience, I'm like, fuck, there's just some chances that I got. Like, man, maybe if I wasn't in shape or if I wasn't doing this, and like, I wouldn't have been where I am right now. So staying ready is the only advice I can give to you, and like, and stay happy, never lose hope. I'll say. That's it.
Man, Haisam, I want to end on that note, dude. That was such an awesome thing. Don't give up. Stay ready. I love it. The Giraffe, Haisam Rida. I appreciate you so much. Next time I come in, I'd love for you to beat me up. I'd love for it. I didn't want to call you because I knew you were focused, but I can't hold a feather to weight, but I can try my best. I'd love to at least try.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you,
I'm
Haisam.
glad we made it happen. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool.